Okay, my name is Zakashi, guys, and in this video here we are going to be going into how you can actually build the best possible future team that you can put together. I've done the same video for GT, I believe, Fusion Warriors, Hybrid Saiyans. I think those are the only three, I'm not sure. But Future is another team that's very predominant right now, and if you can build a correct Future team, it can actually withstand all the other teams. They're literally on par. There's a lot of variety right now, but at the same time they're all comprised of similar units. But regardless, you might have more actual, let's say, keys to the doors which open up Future. So I'm actually going to be showing you guys how you can build the team most effectively. I try to do this to every single team, and obviously the videos will get updated as we go on in the future if the meta drastically changes for each team. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 40,000 subscribers, very close to 40,000 subscribers actually, and we recently hit 35,000 subscribers. So appreciate you guys showing love and support on the channel. It means a lot, man. All the social media links going to be on the bottom of the screen. This is the YouTube channel. We've got a Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link all in the description below. But yeah, man, I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. We got to get into how you can build this future team. Alright, so one thing I always show in this video is what I like to call a fundamental of team building. It will make your life so much easier, especially if you're new to the game. You go to party formation, right, and what you'd want to sort it by is element. Now, a lot of new players, what they tend to do is actually sort it by power level, but you should know that power level is useless because it gives misleading results based on who's most overpowered, where we all know that kits really determine how powerful a person is in the game, and especially because of Zenkai, you can see the inflation on the actual stats is insane. So what I want to show you is, for example, Beast Gohan. You know, there's no way Red Super Saiyan Trunks, the Zenkai, is better than Beast Gohan. So that just shows you that power levels are misleading, which is why you should sort it by element. You can at least get one unit of every single element. That way you can actually cover the whole color wheel, and it will actually get used to the type advantage. So blue beats green, green beats purple, purple beats yellow, purple and yellow beats red, so on and so forth. You're not going to always need one of every color, but in most cases it's good to have one of every color if your team actually that you're building actually is able to have that. And then the next thing here, go to the filter. Generally speaking, sparking ultra, but the team you might be building might not have ultras, but regardless, sparking ultras are really what you're going to need more than anything else. That's pretty much it for getting into team building. I guess you want to put the character tag. So in this case, we're dealing with Future, so let me actually find it over there, Future. Then you get a list of all the future characters specifically for what you want to build. Okay, so there's one specific build and it includes a certain trio, and I've already got Zamasu in here, so you don't want to consider anybody else. But as long as you're not doing leader slot options, if you are doing leader slot options, I want you to know that Ultra Gogeta Blue is your leader slot option. That's what you need to know, but I'm not actually going to build a team with him. I'm just showing you that if you were to do a leader slot option, Gogeta Blue obviously is going to be your main man because he's the best in the game, and you'd have to take off the future filter, go to Ultra, sorry, and then swap them like this, put him on the leader slot. That's sorted for you, so you can actually have him on your future build. But of course, in this case, we're going to be dealing with Zamasu as our main man. He is the key to holding future together. Literally combo breaker, endurance unit, defense is on max. He's carrying the team. Now the next unit is easily, whether you want to admit it or not, Trunks and Vegeta. Now, a lot of people like to say that they're mid, and I feel like they are a lot lackluster in comparison to the other festival units. Easily the worst festival unit, but just me saying they're the worst festival unit doesn't mean they're bad. In my opinion, they're still definitely top 10 unit, and they're boosted, so you're going to be able to actually get a lot out of them. And I'd say your third man is either going to be Rose, but like I said, you wouldn't be using Rose if you have UGB on the leader slot. But of course, if you don't, then Rose is your next man. Or if you don't want to use one of these guys, you could actually opt in for Future Gohan. So you could have a double yellow if you want, because there aren't many menacing reds. People are starting to bring Cooler back in, but he's not going to have a lot of life. Only the top dogs will be using Cooler, so you should be fine with bringing Gohan, who's a Super Saiyan. Trunks is a Super Saiyan 2, so you don't have to worry on that department. So you could do a blue yellow, sorry. But if you wanted to actually take off Trunks and Vegeta, then it'd just be literally blue, yellow, purple with the Rose. And of course, if you have the UGB leader slot option, he would be in the leader slot option, and it would still be the same color orientation. Now, if you really wanted to, you could have a red, and you could have the tag droids. The tag droids about 9 stars up are really useful. I've only recently got them. As you can see, they're not even leveled up with the bells and whatnot in training. But you could use those guys if you really wanted to as an option. And the other one I would mention, if you have Sword of Hope Trunks at 14 stars, you could, but that's really forcing it depending on what battle ranks you're playing at, of course. Let me take these two guys off though. And then Trunks I'd also recommend if you wanted to really put a green. He would be able to counter Beast Gohan, but again, Beast Gohan goes type neutral like all the time, and remember that UGB is in the meta, so basically any green is just out for the count. But really and truly, these three I would say are your most ideal option, with these two being boosted. And then obviously Rose, he's boosted because he got Zenkai recently, I believe, and he's obviously a rush merchant. You rush, he's nullifying any type of endurance at any point in the game because he just does that permanently through his strike cast, blast loss, taps, anything. He's nullifying endurance, which is pretty good. Now, knowing that these are your main three, we gotta look at the bench now. So I'd say one good bench is definitely Mai over here. She's actually a good HP buffer, which would actually get your future guys up. 25% is actually a lot as well, so don't sleep on that. Most HP buffers don't go up to 25%, so take that in. It's not light, it's not light at all. Getting the HP off on top of the fact they're going to be very tanky is a very good way to counter your opponents. Now you're going to want a Zenkai buff for at least one of these guys. I'd say probably go to Zenkai buff Zamasu, because really and truly he's actually very good offensively as well. Not the best, I'm not going to try gas him out like he's number one on the team. However, with the fact that he's going to live a long time due to his endurance, he's very tanky, he breaks combos, you're going to want him to live. So this over here, Vegito Blue, he's Z ability God Key future fusion warrior, so he's buffing everybody on the team, which is dope. But he also gives his Zenkai buff to God Key, and who's a blue God Key member? We got this Zamasu guy here. So that's the next one I'd probably opt in for. And if you're thinking for a last one here, I guess you could go with this guy here, but his Z ability is blast based. I know Trunks and Vegeta are blast based, so they can eat off that. And then the Zenkai buff is here, but you might be able to find a better Z ability. But really and truly, I'd say maybe if you're opting in for a Zenkai buff, Fusion Zamasu here is looking pretty sturdy. You could go with him. The thing about Future is it's also pretty much God Key. Like, it's the same thing basically, because everybody on the team is actually a God Key member, because the Trunks and Vegeta also have a Vegeta on it who's blue. Who's a Vegeta blue. If I take off the Future section, I'll just point out some other Zenkai buffs that you could have. Where's the boy here? We got him there, which is dope. And then you could also have a Saiyan Z ability here, because Zamasu's on leader, he'll eat off it Super Saiyan 3. If you didn't have him, it'd be a good one because it's Z ability, strike attack, and blast defense. And then you also get the Saiyan one here. So it's just up to you really, depending on what you have. But if you're asking me what the best one would be, I'd probably opt in for this one because it's 25% strike, attack, and defense. Everybody's using melee orientated units nowadays, so you want the strike attack, which is the main type of offense mainly between these two. And because you've already got VB, that's going to give a good Z ability for your strike attack, but you'd want to just increase that even more, give the Zenkai buff for Rose, which is dope, considering that you want him alive to actually hit with a blue card ultimate rush, take people out. These guys are boosted, so they should be fine. He's got the tiny cover change notification, so it should be fine. There's obviously other leader slot options depending on how you build it. So for example, if you wanted to keep it strictly future based, right, you could obviously go for it's not obvious, but you could go for Trunks and Vegeta on the leader, right? So you put them on the leader slot. You're gonna want to take off this guy, and then do you see how these guys are blue and purple? You can get a nice, and I mean a nice, Z ability through the extreme section. Android 14, where is he? Over here. He actually gives 50% to strike, attack, and defense, which is better than what you had before. So I'd actually opt in for that. Way better. HP, everybody's getting it because of future. Z ability, Trunks and Vegeta on leader. These two are blue and purple, so they fit it. And the Z ability here is also very good from Vegeta blue. I believe it's 35, 38, even better. Strike, attack, and defense, which all three of these guys are getting. I'd actually settle for this comp here. I think this comp is pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie, overall, out of the best ones, out of the ones I've built. But after this, we're pretty much gonna get to equipment. So I'd settle for this because I want to do a lot of strike attack. But obviously, if you wanted to build it differently, you could. But again, you're gonna actually have a lot of defense equipment specifically for this guy. Maybe even Rose. You're gonna build them very tanky, and they're gonna have a lot of strike defense as well from these two characters here. Zenkai buffers Zamasu, like, it's looking really good, as you can see. Going into equipment, I feel like this one is a must-have. Me, the Invincible, the Almighty, and Divine. Double defenses, health, and health restoration is going to become very handy when using anybody on this team, honestly. where you can get from the Ultimate Equipment Collection for the Future Trunks Saga. This is actually a must grind. I'd say at least get 3 of these. At least 3 of these. If you can get them red slots on the first one, that's good because you want the max amount of defenses you can get out of it. But what's most important, I think, is the 3rd slot, because you get HP and you also get health restoration on top of the fact that we already have Mai on the Zenkai bar. So again, the Ultimate Equipment Collection for the Future Trunks Saga. For the Saiyans on this team, I probably mentioned this every single video. This equipment here, Righteous Saiyans, right? I call it the build your own equipment equip, and that's because you get to essentially roll for the slot that you'd like, ideally. So it doesn't come with presets, you literally just roll and it's random every time. You don't know what you're gonna get, but if you can get what you want, then it's gonna be a very good equip. So you can see I've got double strike and I've got special move damage. But then if you wanted to actually build this for Vegeta and Trunks, you might want to go double blast because they're optimized on blast, and then you go for blue card because they don't have ultimate arts. But if you're building Rose, you might want to go strike defense, and then ultimate arts. Or you might want to go the blue card because he goes type neutral when he pops that, and you might want to go strike. It's all up to you. But obviously you build it accordingly to what character you're using. So maybe with Zamasu, I would go double defense and special move. But he's not saying, so I don't know why I said that, but he's not saying. I was just giving you examples on if it could fit on anybody. You could obviously build it a certain way. So build it in accordingly to what character you're putting it on. Obviously it's only Saiyans, so bear that in mind. But Rose can definitely use it for the special move, and of course the ultimate as well. Trunks and Vegeta can take it for the blue card specifically, and the blast attack, and then you get it from the Z Medal shop. If you wanted to get some defenses out Trunks and Vegeta, this one's a good one here because Trunks is a hybrid Saiyan, type equipments for hybrid Saiyans. You can actually get special move and ultimate. The ultimate goes to waste because they don't have an ultimate, but the special move is very good. You get HP on the last slot, it's not the easiest to roll, and you also get some defenses depending on which one you roll when you're actually getting the equipment first time. Where you can get this from the equipment collection for the hybrid Saiyans. Similar to the last one I showed you, this for hybrid Saiyans and future, where you get less special move and ultimate damage, but you get double defenses instead of the health. So it depends on which one you want to go for. And I'd say the special move ultimate is worse, but you might have already one of these on deck, so it's something that you might want to consider. But where you can get this from the Z Medal shop. For the Saiyans on the squad, specifically Rose and Trunks and Vegeta, you actually get this Battle of Saiyans equip is pretty good. You actually do specific defenses against a certain type of person that you're facing. So you can see here, you can go for strike defense or blast defense. In this meta, there's a lot of strike defense. A strike defense needed because everybody's doing melee cards. It's insane. But when you come up against the Trunks and Vegeta, they do a lot of blast damage. So you could actually flip the tides on them. But you put this on Rose, he's gonna tank a lot. Literally, it's raw defenses here. If you don't know what raw defenses are, or pure defenses, or pure stats rather, it's basically a multiplier. That's the way I like to explain it. So you can see this one says base strike defense, but over here it just says strike defense. Base is adding like a number, like addition. But if you multiply a big number, you can obviously get a bigger number, and that's what pure stats do when you add them onto your unit. So it's very much essential to get that because you'd already have a lot of Z abilities going around which are base stats, and then you also want to get a bit of pure to multiply all those base stats that you've already put together. And then the health is also just very convenient on the last slot. Where you can get this, you can get it from the Z Medal shop. This equipment here is so valid for Trunks and Vegeta. It's actually very useful. You can see here it's for hybrid Saiyan and future, but what's really good about it is that you can either get strike or blasters depending on what hybrid Saiyan future unit you're actually running it on. So obviously if you're running Trunks and Vegeta, you want to go the blast way, and then you'd obviously bring out a special move, which is actually what they do instead of an ultimate arts because they're attack switch unit. Then you get some defense out of it, which is really good as well. This awakened version, you obviously get it from the Zenkai Ultra Space Time Rush Drop. Or if you want the original version, you'd obviously get it from the I don't know why I throw out obviously so much. You get the equipment medal, you get it from the equipment medal shop, but you obviously need the regular equipment to actually do the equipment awakening for the actual awakened version. That's what I wanted to say. So for the equipment medal, for this equipment you get from the equipment medal shop, and then for the awakened one, it's obviously, which is obvious, this one's actually obvious, from the Zenkai Ultra Space Time Rush shop. This one here specifically for Zamasu is actually very useful because it works on regen units, which is actually what Zamasu is, believe it or not. You can see right here at the bottom left. Anyways, going on to equip, you can get HP, defenses out of it, strike. Like I said, there's a lot of strike based units in the meta, almost every meta. And then you also get specific pure blast defenses when you're running a yellow unit. And what does this team have? A yellow unit, which is Trunks and Vegeta. So So getting that pure 15% is very, very useful for any time the enemy wants to send some blast arts your way. And where you can get this, the Legends Road Title Medal Gold and the Equipment Medal exchange shops. This equipment here, this platinum equipment, will help you make Rose a lot more stronger on the field here. So you can see defense against Saiyans, you can get up to 10%, which is pure, by the way. All round defenses, not even specifically one side, just all round defenses, you're going to be a lot stronger. And then we've also got strike defense on the middle slope, which is 35%. Very, very useful. And then you get HP at the end. Like, that's the perfect defense equip. And there's almost Saiyans in every meta, so this is going to be very useful. And even on every team, there's at least one Saiyan. Future, we got Rose and Trunks and Vegeta, which are Saiyans. Fusion Warriors, they're all Saiyans. Sagas from the movies, UGB's being used, he's a Saiyan. But the hybrids, I guess not. Cool. So this equipment is going to be useful for Rose, as you can see. And even if you're not getting the pure out, you will still be getting the strike defense and the HP. And the strike defense is a lot. Where you can get this, the ultimate equipment collection, normal, powerful opponent, and purple. This equipment here is alright, but I wouldn't recommend it for Trunks and Vegeta over the other ones I showed you, specifically because you'd want to get some special move out, because they are literally going to have to nuke people with their blue card, especially competing against other units in this meta. But you can get a bit of blast damage out of it, 30%. You can get some strike and key recovery, which is like all round, and you do get some strike defenses, like I've told you many times. This meta is very, very strike heavy, melee heavy, but where you can get this is the ultimate equipment collection for Gold Key Yellow, which is what the equipment actually fits, Gold Key Yellow. But yeah, man, that's going to bring the video to an end. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, man. Hopefully it was useful. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 40,000 subscribers. More videos like this coming, more guides, more great content on this channel. So if you're new here, you know what to do here. Press that red button, man. All my social media links going to be on the bottom of the screen. This is the YouTube channel. We've got Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link, all in the description below. So make sure to check me out on all of those. But yeah, man, live stream every single day. So if you see me live on the channel, definitely be sure to actually tune in. It's the best place to actually ask me any type of question, if you have any questions regarding your team and whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. I appreciate you guys for watching. Hopefully it was useful. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one, man.